Good afternoon, everyone. So sorry for being late. Actually, I was in some other call. Actually, so yeah, we have enough strength to get started the things. Okay, so give me a moment. Let me open my presentation where we are actually. Okay, pretty much fine. Let me find it out. Yeah, we got where actually we were. Okay. Uh, yep. So let me share my string with, sorry, let me share my screen with you guys. Yep, yep. So yeah, just wanted to know from you all, like how many of you have shared the feedback? Because I have gone through, like I have found very few people have shared on the feedback form actually. Excuse me. So guys, please, as I said to the Bhavna, it was quite mandatory for you all to know like where you guys are. Okay, it would going to help me to know like who are into the which level, so that I can refer to maybe some of the places where exactly you can get some sort of opportunity for a training and all. So that's why I keep on asking you guys, like please do share your level of expertise, or maybe you can say like where actually you are. So those who are actually working on Python, or maybe every day they are just doing stuff whatever I'm teaching to you all, so they will be at very good position. But more or less I just wanted to tell you one thing, like you need to do, because nobody can force you, nobody. I just give you lecture, my lecture, or maybe I can show you the way actually a programming works. But it's end of the day, it's only you who have to apply your force, who have to apply your brain. So um, please don't mind if I'm telling you like means a lot of things about you need to push yourself and all, because that is what I can say, and that is what required for you all. So for you guys, at least you should think about your future. And you have already taken computer science branch, so more or less I must say like you need to know one programming language in a very good manner, you can say. So one front end you require, one back end actually you required. So you should know what exactly you wanted to learn. So front end, when I say like maybe it would be Java, or maybe you can say like it might be uh, anything, like maybe you can say like Python and all. Backend, when I talk about, like it's kind of Oracle, SQL and all. So it depends on you which where exactly your interest is going on. So when I say front end, it's not only the front end, but I mean you can application development languages, you can say. So which languages we can use, these are the languages which I am telling you right away, is from where actually you can develop something your own. Okay, so that you can publish it on a web, and you can provide services to the people. And even you might have aware about, I don't know how many of you have used online calculator. So it's pretty much very simple application, but that is built on Java. Or maybe I have seen like there are a couple of people who have also developed the same thing on Python. So what I want is, many of them, many of you also, and from our industry also, people are using that calculator. So in calculator, you don't need to do much coding. It's a normal method. So how many methods generally in a calculator? So if suppose you wanted to do plus, addition, when I say subtraction, and maybe division, or maybe multiplication. So let's say, means let me talk about only four. So you need to create only four methods there. Okay, once you create that four method, you need to call through an object which method you wanted to apply. So when I press on some button which is mentioned over there, like it's a plus symbol, it's a kind of button which is being provided in a Python as well as in a Java. So you should just click on one of the button, and then you will directly, it will call to your method which is already being created corresponding to that object. Or maybe you can say like, suppose I am doing addition. Let's say I'm doing addition. So addition you need to do using, create one more method, which is nothing but you can name it as an addition, and then you another method you can create which can be known as you can subtraction. Okay, so same manner you can define multiple methods and you just write some code on it, and then you can call using object. Okay, so this is what actually I have taught you in the last class, how exactly you can create your method, what is the difference between method and function, how we people are using method. So when I talk about function, so it's a callable procedure that you can invoke to perform some specific task. And then when I talk about method, then it's a kind of a specialized type of callable procedure that is tightly associated with an object. So that is why I keep on saying, like, you need to call you need to call your method using one object. So this is how actually you can make your practice on how actually you can create methods, you can create objects, and how exactly you have to call to your method. So I have pretty much gave you something about like how exactly, what exactly the syntax behind it, and then I have pretty much given one, sort of example as well. So maybe later point of time when we will proceed with this, or maybe I will create quite a bit, huge program when in front of you guys. Then I will tell you where exactly I have used method, where exactly I have used my functions. Okay. So then only you will come to know more how exactly we can do these things in a coding. But yeah, more or less, we don't need to do extra apart from this. So here I was talking about, built-in method. So same manner, I have taught you about how exactly you can create your own import file, or maybe, the file in which you have written some sort of function, and then you are trying to import it, and then you are trying to call that function you in your class, or maybe in your, code. So in the same manner, you can say method is also gonna be used. Okay, so you need to think about it, where exactly we should use method. And in previous class I have covered about few methods which are already available on, string, you can say. So we generally call it as a built-in string functions, or sorry, built-in string methods, my bad. So generally I used to call it as a function many times, but actually it is a method. So you need to think about it, how and why we are using methods. So we have given, so some sort of example as well, which I have already covered a lot, and couple of times I have used in front of you guys how exactly I have using. And then I have moved to case conversion, where what I have done, where method in this group perform case conversion on the, on what, on target string. So when I say target string, that means you need to perform conversion on the target string. So target string, which string I wanted to apply my method, or maybe you can call it as an string, or maybe you can call it as an, the way you wanted to define your substring, or maybe, you know simple str, maybe you can write it name of the string. Let's say I'm writing names, one of the string, and I'm writing inside that there are a couple of names. This is, this class belongs to this guy, and something like that. This is statement I have written over there. Okay, then that particular statement you wanted to convert, then you are trying to do case conversion there. Okay, so then I have covered capitalize. Okay, I have done capitalization. Just give me a moment. Yeah, sorry guys. Yeah, so I have covered about, last time, capitalize, which is already available method in string. So which generally does what, it will convert first letter to the uppercase and all the characters converted to the lowercase, which I have, I have even given one example also. So maybe I will, when I will switch to, Jupyter notebook, I can show you how exactly it does this thing. And then, it's a pretty much simple, you don't need to apply your brain on it. If there is non-alphabetical characters, then there must be no change, because it's a character. So you don't need to do any sort of changes there. Okay, so are we clear, are we on the same page, guys? Please do let me know. Okay, I need simple acknowledgement from you all. Are we on the same page or not? I am not getting any reply. That means you guys are not following me. Okay, okay, I am getting some reply. Thank you so much, guys. Okay, great. Now let us move on to the next, which I have covered a bit more. Now str, sorry, lower, which I have already spoken about, which converts all the alphabetical character to your lowercase. Okay, and suppose here I have given, string already, string Python and all, which last time we have already spoken about it, what exactly it does. So here my string was, Python I have already taken. So let me write it as capital P, capital Y, T, H, and let me write to on, like this. Okay, now this I'm gonna convert it to the lowercase. Okay, and then we have another one, another method called as swap case, where I have mentioned already, like uppercase alphabetic character converted to a lowercase and lowercase alphabetic character converted into the uppercase. So this entire exercise has been already done. Okay, now let us move to the somewhat new topic. Okay, so it's a very important, and I don't know, means how many of you are quite aware about it, but sometimes you will get very large string. Okay, then you have to find something. Okay, before find and replace, let me just talk about title. Okay, so for title, let me go to simply on my Jupyter notebook, so that uh, even I can know exactly where we were. Even I generally forget the things. Yeah, so yeah, this example I have already covered. uh, Earlier it was, in a uppercase, and that is when I have used the method called as lower, then it is converted into the lowercase. Now here you can see, like, we have used string, and then I have applied swipe case. So it is, capital P was in capital letter, so it is converted into the small case, and then Y, T, H, O, N, that are all present in a lowercase, so it is converted into the uppercase. So that is how our swipe case works. So now what I was talking about, a title. So when I talk about title, you just need to write here. Guys, are you able to see my screen? That Jupyter notebook I am showing right away. Okay, cool. Now, if you will see here, I'm gonna write here like P, and it's a I'm gonna write programming. Let me write it as a programming, and then let me write a class. Here I'm gonna write what? I'm gonna write str. I'm gonna write what? I was talking about title. So title is another method which generally we use to give. Suppose you're writing something, okay, and in between something you have missed, to make it as a title kind of thing. Then how exactly it is converted into the title? You need to just go, and then you need to look into the your entire file where exactly that particular string comes up, and then you have to modify it. Instead of doing that, better you can apply your brain, or maybe apply a programming, a simple thing, a simple one liner steps you need to perform over there. So that is where we are doing like this. You can see, so we have capital P here, now capital P also here, capital C is here, and that is how our title looks like. Okay, so this is also one kind of method, which is already available in a string. It's a kind of built-in string function, sorry, a string method, you can say. Yeah, so we are pretty much clear. Now let me take you through the new topic, which currently important topic for today's class, and maybe it's for tomorrow class. I am not pretty much sure like how much time does it take, because it's a good topic actually, and we use, even we can make a small applications using this particular function, or this particular method. So you don't need to bother about some sort of application in which you're doing just search and find. So let me tell you one thing. So how many of you are using Word. So simple Microsoft Word I'm talking about, or maybe you can say I'm talking about Microsoft Excel. So how many of you are using and pretty much familiar with that? So guys, please raise your hand or you can speak, like how many of you are using that. If you're not at all using, then I'm pretty much sure like you guys are using at least something called as find and search. So suppose in window you are trying to find your some path or maybe some drive, then how exactly you do that? So you generally do using control and F, if I'm not mistaken. Please correct me if I'm wrong. So what I'm saying is you generally do control F. So control F, it will come up one sort of bar, a small kind of bar where there is a one text box is given, and it is asking for you to enter the text which you wanted to search or you wanted to find. So there only you write something, you talk about your maybe some folder you wanted to search on, some directory, or maybe some sort of notepad, or some item you wanted to search on your system. Okay, so that is the application which is you can say like that is built on this, using this built-in string method. Okay, so that method is nothing but the find or and replace, you can say. Now here, find and replace method used for searching the target for a specified substring. Okay, now here each method supports optional start and end arguments. So I will tell you what exactly start and end arguments. And the action of the method is restricted to the portion of the target string starting at character position start and proceeding up to the you know but not including character position end. Okay, so and proceeding up to, actually here I have missed something, and so here you have to write just end. Now if suppose somewhere you have missed the start but you have specified end, then the method applies of that portion of the target string from the start. Okay, so now for this I need to give some examples. Okay, uh, so I need to count something. Let me count something. So how exactly I'm gonna count? So I am gonna use dot count method inside str. Str is what? Str is some kind of string which I have already being used here. Maybe I will use something else here for you to show something. Then that is what the variable I have used here. So str dot count, and then you are writing here sub. Sub is what? Sub is nothing but the substring. Okay, then you are mentioning here like this, and then you are pointing out start, from where exactly it is getting start, and then where exactly it is getting end. So this is actually you need to search something. Let's say you wanted to search something, then maybe you have this kind of structure which is being maintained at the at a string level. Then you have to search, you have to find something. In similar manner, there is another thing where you have not specified neither start neither end, and you have just written sub, that means substring. So what it does, it returns the number of overlapping occurrences of its substring. So maybe you wanted to count how many times this particular substring has appeared in my entire string variables. Okay, so for that sake you are getting you are gonna use this sub. So let me give you one example here on Jupyter Notebook. Let me define here one find, and let me write it like find and replace. Now here what I'm trying to do is, Let me write my string in this manner. Str is equal to, this is Python, Python class. Okay, we are trying, we are trying to do lot of stuff on Python. We are using Python version 3.6. Yes. See, now I have written one string here. You can see. Now I wanted to print something, or maybe I wanted to just call str dot count. Okay, let me count, and here I want something to be counted. Something to be counted. That means let me specify that Python. I want here how many times Python is being, called, or maybe is being written. So let me write in this manner. Let me see what exactly the output I'm getting. You can see here my output is saying 3. That means 3 times Python is getting appeared. Okay. Now 3 times. 1, 2, and somewhere here. Yeah, 3. So this is how, we can use to find something. So I'm not finding here anything. I just wanted to count something. To count something, you have to first find it, and then you have to count it. So that is what it does. It just to find this substring, this Python substring, and then it counts. Okay. Now let me take another example. Okay, which will give you more clarity on this topic actually. So let me see if I have something on my plate or not. Yeah, so I do have something. Yes. Okay. So yeah. So these are the things which maybe I will talk about later. But let me create, my own string so that and we can specify something to find out. Okay, guys. Let me make my this class to the proper interaction between you and me. So I want you guys to write some string to me. Okay, so nothing coming up in my mind. So guys, I just need some string from your side. Give me some string which contains at least 10 to 12 words, and then I will do some sort of find, and then I will try to do some stuff here exactly how exactly we can do our find and search. So guys, please just ping me if something coming up on your mind. I don't see any responses. Guys, one string I need, nothing else. I want my class to be properly, interacted with you guys. But I don't know, you guys are not interested to interact with me. So this is what you want, guys. So you guys don't want to interact with me, something like that. Okay, somebody can ping me just please straight away because it is I don't have much time to take you guys to give me one simple string. I need one simple string. That's it. Guys, please provide me something. Okay, somebody has pinged me. Thank you so much. We are the computer science student at CEC. Our aim is to become software engineer. Wow, who is that guy or girl? 554. Thank you so much. Yes, you wanted to become a software engineer. Okay, yeah, thank you so much for that. I'm writing like this. She has provided me this. Okay, you want to become software engineer, or you want to become data scientist, or you want to become data analyst. So I'm gonna write here data scientist, data analyst. Whoever is she or he, now she will be happy or he will be. Now here, let me perform my task. So first of all, let me start with very basic. Let me just count, some substring. Is there anything which is being repeated here? Yes, data. Yes, you can see 2 times is there. Now, another operation which I wanted to perform here is str.count, and then let me write here computer science students. Okay, let me find something. This string is quite a simple string, but maybe I will write my own, which you know fulfill my stuff as well, or maybe you can say like my requirement. So I'm gonna write chow, bow, chow, chow, no. I guess this is pretty much clear now. And then again, let me write bow. This is fine. Now I want to count something. I want to count chow. Let me see what would be the output. Chow is not defined. Sorry, 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 sorry. My bad. Okay. Name chow is not defined. Why I'm getting this error? Okay, because string you need to write it like this. Yep. So that is there in 2 places, but I can see 3 places. Okay, it's the capital C, that is why. So now you can see like Python is case sensitive. Okay. So earlier I was written here capital C, that is why it was just picking up a small c, h and o. So please be mindful and be careful. Okay. Now we will get C, I guess. Yeah, we got this. Now here I want str dot count, and now I'm gonna specify something. So I want same substring, but my count is going to start with 0, and then I'm gonna write till, let's say, 7. Let me see what exactly it is. So if I will start from 0, that means 0th index, that means here. Now from 0th index, that means it's only C, from 0 to 7. How many times chow is getting appeared? So it is saying like it's a one time. Now same in similar manner, so here in similar manner, I just wanted to write something like 12. How many? Now tell me how many. I need answers from you all. How many chow is appearing on till 12? So I'm not getting any responses. Okay, I have just received some responses. Okay, somebody says 2. Okay. Okay, most of you have said like 2. So let me see whether we are getting 2 or not. No, we are not getting 2. We are getting 1. So guys, please just count it now. So you can see here 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. So let me see if I would write here 13, what would be the output? Now you can see if I write 13, then we are getting 2. So that means till 12 it was not getting O, last O. That is why we were facing this issue. Okay, our count was 1. So that is why I used to tell you, you need to be very careful when deal with this count. Okay. Now again, I just wanted to write after this. Let me write here 14, and then let me write here 23. So you can see here from here onwards we are just getting tau at once. Guys, are you able to see my stuff? We are getting only what we are getting chow appears only once. Okay, so that is how here I have mentioned start from 14 and end with 23. Okay, so that is why where you just need to mention start and end. If you are not mentioning start and end, it will go to the entire string. Okay, and it will search, it will find it out whether we are getting this particular you know substring inside the string or not. Okay. So that is what I have explained in my basically in my definition, but yeah, still. So you can see here I have written here str count, here substring, here start index, here end index, and here I have mentioned count the occurrences of a substring in the target string. Okay. Now str.count. Okay. Here I was specified just I have mentioned here just string, or maybe you can say substring. So what it does, it will return the number of non-overlapping occurrences of a substring. Okay, you can see here. Now let me go to the next. I was explained about some sort of, I have taken one example where I was using one substring which is nothing but AO, and then it will come up with the count. And then again I was using the same string, and then we were getting oh sorry, we have to see what exactly the output of it. So it's a pretty much straightforward. You need to start with 0th index and then you have to end with 8th index. And that is what actually it does during the during the count operation. Okay. Now another thing is you are mentioning is ends with. Generally people use this. What is ends with? So when I say ends with, that means you have some suffix. Okay, let's say some suffix is there, and then you have some starting and ending index. Now what we are trying to achieve here, we were trying to identify whether that the string which I'm mentioning here ends with a given substring or not. Okay, so suppose my one of this you can say one example is Ravi Kiran. So there is a name Ravi Kiran. So let's say that is my string. Now I wanted to write one code whether this particular name ends with Kiran or not, and who all are the guy whose names ends with this kind of Kiran, or maybe substring, or maybe something else. Means it depends on you what exactly you want as in end with. So for that sake, what we are writing here, we will be getting true or false. We are writing just one suffix. Suffix means you wanted to search, you wanted to find whether my this entire, or maybe this substring will ends with the same name or not. There we generally use two things. Okay, or maybe you can say we generally get two things. Either my entire string is ended up with this particular suffix, or maybe you can say like ing, or maybe whatever you call it, okay, or not, or my you know or we will not, my substring is not getting ended with this. So either false or either true. It might be or may not be. Okay, for that sake we have to write just a method. We need to call the method called as ends with. So ends with is what? ENDS. Okay, ends and with. You have to write it like that. Okay, that's what you need to perform here. Now I'm gonna show you some examples so that you can get much more clarity on the same. Is, let me take I don't know, I don't feel like these examples are pretty much better. Let me create my own something. So here ends with, I am writing ends with. Okay, and here I'm gonna write some str. Let me write like this, and here let me define maybe some string. Topper of your class, another string is, I just need who is good in programming. This is what my toString. Now I wanted to use ends with here, so let me write str, sorry, my bad, str dot ends with ends with what? Ends with, here I'm gonna write what? Let me write ing. Okay, so I am trying to search on str whether my string ends with ing or not, or I can write same thing here, str dot ends with ing. So here I want to search it on a this one, on a string 1 and string 2. So I will get some output here. It's better to get print, because otherwise you will get only one output kind of thing. Let me see. So we have this one, string 1. So I'm gonna write here string 1. So let me see. So here if you will see str, that means our first string. Well, is it ends with ing or not? No, it is not ending with ing. Second is a string is ending with ing. So that is why we are getting here false, here we are getting true. You guys got my point or not? I guess pretty much clear. Now, instead of this, let me write another thing is like this: print str1 dot ends with. Now, guys, just wanted to know from you guys. I need something to be ended with od. Is it possible or not? We can find that or not? I need a substring which I need a string which ends with od. So let me write this. So let me perform str and str1. And here, let's say my string is very large. It's a quite, it contains maybe 1,000 words or maybe 10,000 of words. And you are pretty much you just wanted to search or maybe you just wanted to find a substring in that entire 10,000 words, let's say. Then are you gonna do something blindly? No, you will not. So that is why we can specify the start index and end index in ends with as well. So here I am gonna write od when I say. So let me write start index is 0 and let me write end index with 16. So here I'm gonna write like this. Sorry, I have to write here. I have written 16. Is it fine? 16 would be fine, I guess. Or maybe you can just write 12. Now same thing I'm gonna write here 0, 12. Now str and str1. That's it. We'll see. What are we going to get? Okay, tell me. You guys can tell me. Now let me run this. What we are getting? Why we are getting like this? Because this should appear into the this one, and this could also appear into the this one. Okay, now we can run. Now you can see it is coming up fast. This one is also giving me false. Why we are getting false? Can anybody give a guess? Okay, let me write 15. Whether we will get true or not. We are getting still false. Why we are getting false? Can anybody correct this? Okay, can anybody? Can any guess? We are getting true, false. No, we are getting false, false. Why we are getting false, false? Can somebody correct this? Let me write here, instead of 15, let me write 10. Let's see what exactly the output. We are still getting false. Let me write 11. We are also getting, now we are getting true. So now you can see here the trick is, okay, now you can see what exactly happens. What happened actually, I am telling this, according to this code, what exactly I am doing is, I am saying from 0 to 11 is one substring. From 0 to 11, this is my one substring, and that substring is ended with OD or not. So that is what I am trying to do here. So yes, it does, because this will give you who is good. This. So now this string, you can say this is substring actually, but now it becomes a string. This string ended with OD. That means we are doing our correct thing. We are doing exactly what exactly we wanted to do. Just be specific to the in last index. Otherwise, if you will take here 12 also, do you think you will get true? No, you won't get. That is why you just keep it 11. Okay. Now let me move on to my, my topic, my function or method. Same way. I have even written here one example. Let me perform all these 4 steps. Which it's a pretty much simple. I can say these methods are, pretty much simple. So here I am just writing str like this. I want answer from you all. Just tell me what would be my answer for each. I need one by one answers. So I'm just waiting for you to give me answer. Okay. I'm getting some output from you all. Okay. Thank you so much for the responses. There are many people who are giving correct answers. Thank you so much. So let me see. We are getting, for first we are getting true because ing, we are ending with ing. Second, we are ends with acng. That means no, that has to be false. Rog is there from, because I am just taking here this much. So 0 to 4, that means ROG is there. That means that is true. False, we are, from 2 to 4, you can say like from 2 to 4, it is not, okay, it is not ROG. That means we will get N, or maybe you can say false. So guys, with this, we can, bind up for today. But yeah, so far, if anybody is having any doubt, thank you so much. Actually, today you guys have participated a lot. Thank you so much. I really appreciate this kind of activity, because in my class, if somebody speaks or maybe somebody used to give a lot of responses, then I really feel very good actually, because I feel like you guys are not sleeping actually. Okay. Anything else you guys want from my side? Okay, you want to take test or not on Monday? That's what I wanted from you all. Just give me, message me whether you guys want test or not. It's a kind of random test, you can say, like, or maybe actually I don't want to tell you in prior, like I would like to take test. I thought like I'll take it as a surprise test, but I just want your opinion. So guys, please do let me know whether you guys want test or not. Okay, thank you so much. Somebody said we want test, sir. Okay, I need at least 5 to 10 people who can write the same answer or maybe same type of. Yes, sir. Okay, 536. Okay, okay. Thank you so much. Yes. Okay, thank you. It's counting. I'm still counting. It's a three only. Four, five. Oh God. Oh my goodness. Okay. Thank you so much. So guys, please be prepared for Monday. Let me just make some sort of, how exactly I wanted to make a speech for you guys test set. Let's see. Okay. So guys, please be prepared for the test. Okay, on Monday. Okay. With this, we can bind up our session. And thank you so much for your participation. Okay. Bye bye. We can meet. Okay, we'll meet you on Monday. Thank you so much, guys.